All right, good evening, Rabotai. Tonight's class is sponsored by our dear friend Ariel Yehudai in honor of his wife Dana. Bezat Hashem, may they should have bracha, atzlacha, bechol ma'aseh yedeihem, amen. Amen. Ariel is a wonderful person. He's so generous, and we should learn from him. Okay, our Parashat HaShavua is Parashat Pinchas, page 458. On page 458, וידבר אדוני אל משה לאמור, פנחס בן אלעזר בן אהרון הכהן, השיב את חמתי מעל בני ישראל, בקנאו את קנאתי בתוכם, ולא כיליתי את בני ישראל בקנאתי. So our parasha is connected to the previous parasha, Parashat Balak. What was the story here? What happened here? Mark, you here? So the Torah is telling us it was the head of Shevet Shimon. His name was Zimri ben Salu. Zimri ben Salu, he was the head of Shevet Shimon, and he did a very big sin. And he caused a tremendous Hilul Hashem. And HaKadosh Baruch Hu got so angry because a lot of Jews failed. A lot of Jews did a sin. But as a leader, to do that in public, it was tremendous Hilul Hashem. And Hashem was very angry, and Hashem got very, very upset. So upset that Hashem sent Malach HaMavet, and he started to kill thousands of people, thousands. It was a plague. And if not for Pinchas, that he did a tremendous act, what he did, he took a spear and he went to the tent where the head of Shevet Shimon, Zimri ben Salu, was in, and he came in the tent and he killed him with the Goya. He killed both of them. And after, he took them both and he threw them to the floor and he said to Hashem, Ribono shel Olam, because of this people, you're going to destroy Am Yisrael. And because of his act, HaKadosh Baruch Hu stopped the plague. You know, if you look at the end of Parashat Balak, let's turn the page for 1 second. Page 457, Pasuk Tet. Marco, I might get need your help. ויהיו המתים במגפה 24 א'. Do you have it? Yeah. On page, yeah? So, Marco, can you explain me what does it mean? ויהיו המתים במגפה 24 א'. What do you think? What does it mean?
So, there was a lot of dead people.
How many?
420,000.
24. Beautiful. So 24,000 people died, correct?
Yeah.
Good. Now let me ask you, I'm sure when in the yeshiva you give out the aliyot, right? So the Baal Koreh always, we got to make sure to finish in a good term, meaning if you finish a aliyah, you got to make sure to finish aliyah on something good and not something bad, right? Yeah? How come when it comes to Parashat Balak, the one who gets the mashlim or even the maftir, they end up the parasha with something negative, bad. What's the last pasuk? Vayu hamitim ha'magefa. You know how many people died? 24,000. How can you end up with something bad? We should have I would end the parasha, you know, with which pasuk? I would add to Parashat Balak the next 3 pasukim in our parasha. פסוק י"ב, לכן אמור, הנני נותן לו את בריתי שלום. Let's end up Parashat Balak with a beautiful pasuk, something positive. Hashem gave him shalom. Why did the parasha end up with something which is, it seems bad? Right? So that's the question. Marco, you agree with the question? Nathan, you hear the question? You have an answer? Come on. You got to try. Yes. Speak up.
These two parashiyot are connected?
Well, the whole Torah is connected. Okay. But the halakha is, what if you get an aliyah, you should always end up with something good. Davar tov, lo davar ra. Yes.
Isn't it so that since Hashem didn't destroy us, He only killed 24,000,
And therefore?
and therefore it's a good thing. We can
Beautiful.
wipe this out.
That's a beautiful answer. Amy?
Gene.
That's your brother.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your first name?
Gene.
What's your name?
Ash.
What's your Hebrew name? Raphael. Jinn. Shut up, Jinn. You know in Arabic, do you know what it means? Jinni? It means a demon. Be careful. Right? Aywa. I know. So, Raphael says a beautiful pshat. Omer Raphael, that the truth is, you know how many people were supposed to die? Almost the whole Am Yisrael. Hundreds, thousands. And Hashem did a chesed, and He only took 24,000. That only 24,000 is a good thing and not a bad thing. You know why? Because if not for Pinchas, you know how many people would died? You know how many people would died? So why do we end up with Vayehu Amitim HaMagefa 4:20 Aleph? It's only 24,000 died instead of 100 of thousands. You hear that? That's beautiful. That's the answer. So, in any event, I want to go back to our parasha. So, let's think for 1 second. Am Yisrael, they were in the Midbar, among men and women and kids. You talk about millions of Jews who were in the Midbar, in the desert, at the time of Pinchas and Moshe and the whole story. Let me ask you, where's Victor? Victor, you here? I want to ask you a question, Victor. So, Raphael just said something that the truth is that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was supposed to kill almost the whole nation. He was very angry. And because of Pinchas' actions, Heshivet Hamati, Hashem withhold his anger away from Am Yisrael. Fine. If not for Pinchas, we just learned that Hashem would wipe the Jews, correct? How many people saved Am Yisrael?
A lot.
Hold on. A lot of people were supposed to die, right?
Yeah.
But because of one act, Hashem stopped his anger, right? How many people stopped Hashem's anger? How many?
One. Also one.
Fair מאוד. What's his name? Fair מאוד. One person stops Hashem's anger, correct? So let me think. What can one person do? That's the answer, Marco. Beautiful. That's the answer, Marco. Do you know what can one person do? A lot. How many times we say, what can I do? How many times we think, this is life. This is the world. You're not going to change. Our parasha is teaching us, boy, you can change. And you can change a lot. Look what one person did. You know how many thousands of people that were supposed to die? But one person saved thousands of Jews. Meaning, Jack, what's the message? You could do a lot, and a good thing. Yeah, fair. So, Jack, give me an idea. What can you do? Or what can I do? Or what can we do that we could do something that one person can change? It doesn't have, you don't have to go change the world. But among your friends, what do you think that you could change? That at least you could cause your friends, your family, yourself to do something that you could change. What do you think, Jack? What do you think?
So I think you could change the way we act to respect.
Okay, so what you're saying is when you're gonna act with respect to your friends, you can influence the whole group of boys that are sitting over here. Correct? Yeah, fair mode. I know that last year we had a whole get together by Idan's house for the winners who got the scooters, correct? And I remember that they spoke about a kid that because of him, the boys were doing netilat yadayim, beracha, bekat hamazon. Yeah, is it true, Aidan? Is that kid over here? On my left side. Right? Blue shirt? His name is Marco, right? Famod. One kid. Hey, B'ezrat Hashem. Wait, one day. Famod. So, Marco, look what you did. I remember that. I remember from last year. Do you remember that? I remember last year when we gave out the scooters to the boys who came and prayed, right? Although it was a corona and no school and no camp, no nothing, still kids came and they prayed and they learned. And at the end of the day, was one kid who, because of him, he got the whole crowd to do netilat yadayim and to wash and make barachot. One kid got the whole crowd last year. And look what happened this year. Would you ever dream that a year after, look how many of your friends, look how many of your friends here in Brooklyn are coming today to learn. Do you know why is it? I'll tell you why. It's an influence of one boy who says to his friends, let's wash, let's do netilat yadayim. Look where we end up after 1 year. Do you know what's going to be next year at this time? Oh, let's wait. Let's wait, B'ezrat Hashem. Marco, we're going to see what's, Mark. We're going to see next year, this time, what's going to happen to this group. By the way, you're coming to the 9th grade, right? Okay, I'll meet you then. Anyway, התורה אומרת לנו a tremendous message that one person can do so much. One. You know, there is the famous story in Sefer Yoshua. The story goes like this. Before Yoshua bin Nun, he entered Yericho. Yericho was the first city that Am Yisrael gonna fight and conquered. Yoshua, he gave a message, a rule to the Am Yisrael in mitzvah that no one has a permission to take any possession from the city Yericho. Victor, you hear that? No one has any permission to take any money or anything from the city Yericho. It was the first city. It was a herem. Herem means if anybody takes anything, Hashem Yishmor is going to get punished. Fine. What happened? Am Yisrael, they went, they conquered Yericho, and we had a tremendous victory. The next city, which was, what was the next city after Yericho? Who remembers? Anyone? Ken Ariel. Huh? יפה מאוד, beautiful. להצלחת הזה, זה עובד, ברוך השם. אומר אריאל, the second city was Albert. Kish. The second city was Yericho. Ha'ai. Was the city Ha'ai. Now let's continue. מה היה? What happened? מלחמת העי, עם ישראל came, and we lost. We lost. And Yoshua bin Nun was sitting on the floor, and he cried, and he ripped his clothes, and he said to Hashem, why did it happen to us? Why? Why did you bring even Am Yisrael to Eretz Yisrael? Look what happened to us. Why we lost? And HaKadosh Baruch Hu told Yoshua, do you want me to tell you Lashon Hara? I'm not going to tell you. So he said, Hata Yisrael, Am Yisrael did a sin. They stole. They, kulam, ganvu, they stole. Keheshu, they lied. Terrible. So Yoshua asked Hashem, who did it? You say they? Say who? Hashem said to Yoshua, I don't speak Lashon Hara. You want to know? Go ahead and do a raffle. And Yoshua did the raffle. And guess what? It ended up that one person, he went inside while we had the war, he stole and he took to his tent and he hid money and garments inside his tent. What's his name? Kimat. Very soon. Kimat. יפה מאוד, אחן. חף, מיכה, יפה מאוד, beautiful. אומר לנו פה צדיקים פה that Mr. Achan, one person, did a sin, and what happened? the entire nation paid such a heavy price. One. Let's think. If one person like Achan, he brought such a horban, destruction to Am Yisrael, you can imagine what one person can do. In our parasha, we have the best example. One person saved so many Jews, so many lives. One. Do you know what's the message that we should learn? Stop saying, I cannot change the world. I cannot change anything. Change yourself. Change your mindset. The minute a person, he starts to think, what can I do? You can do so much. What can I do? You can do so much. Boys, I want you guys to take this message. What can I do? You can do so much. You just have to think and be positive and know that you could do much. I want to read the Gemara in Masachet Sotah. There is a Gemara in Masachet Sotah. What's going to be in the days of close to Mashiach? We are now in the days, it's called Ikveta de Mashiach. Do you know what does it mean, Ikveta de Mashiach? Rabbi Tzvi, can you help us? What is Ikveta de Mashiach? The heel of? Meaning? So Be'emet, we have a body, right? So the head, that's the beginning of the world, which is Adam HaRishon. And as time passes by, we go down and down and down until we reach to the heel. That's already any time, any day. Ani ma'amin b'chol yom sheyavo. So we are in the time of the Akev. We already reached to the lowest part of the body, which is us, our time. And the Gemara, which was written almost 2,000 years ago, gave us a information, news, what's going to be down the road in 2,000 years from now. That's Gemara Masachet Sotah, which was written almost 2,000 years ago. The Nevuah. Let's hear. Omeret Gemara, it's the end of Masachet Sotah. The Gemara brings many details. One of them is Kach. Be'ikveta de Mashiach. At the time of when Mashiach is supposed to come, chutzpah isgeh. People will have chutzpah. Disrespect. Nothing. No derech eretz. No manners. That's one. And it's going to go worse and worse and worse. And then, vayoker ya'amir. Prices will go up. I remember when a slice of pizza, my days, was 75 cents. And a Coke was a quarter. Do you guys remember these days? Huh? אתה זוכר? אתה לא זוכר? In my days, I remember a slice of pizza was 75 cents and Coke was a quarter.
It was 50 cents.
Quarter, I don't know, maybe in Brooklyn.
Pizza was 50 cents.
Okay, I guess you're better than me then. Okay, all right. My days was Coke was 25 cents. And when the vending machine in school went up to 35 cents, we had a whole rally. What does it mean, 35 cents? Are you crazy? It's a lot of money. No, it should be 25 cents. 25 cents was a Coke. And a slice of pizza was 75 cents, which means with $1 you get a whole lunch. Today, how much is a slice of pizza? Huh? $3.50, $4, go next to the school. You see how much the price is, one slice. $3.75, it went up to $4. How come? Omeret Gemara, vayoker ya'amir. Prices will go up. Hagefen titen pirya, even though we're going to have a lot of grapes, maleh, yet hayan yeh beyoker. Wine is going to be expensive. Alcohol is going to be expensive. You want to make a party, alcohol is going to cost you a lot of money. Gemara says that. מלכות תהפך למינות. The governments, they're going to turn to become against the Torah. You see it clear. You guys, I know you guys don't follow news because you guys learn the whole day. But I sometimes, news and I see what's going on. How the laws that they came up, people who want to put tefillin, you heard that? You'll end up 6 months in jail. Are you out of your mind if you're gonna if you'll try to convince, to talk to a kid, come put tefillin? People come up with an idea in Israel. It's against the law. We're gonna put you 6 months in jail. What are you out of your mind? How come? But guess what? This is simple. אומרת הגמרא, מלכות תהפך למינות. The governments, they're gonna turn to become מינים, כופרים. We see it. ואין תוכחת. You cannot give musar to anybody. If you're in a shul and you hear people talking, sitting 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10 people talking, and you come to them, shh. Sure, are you a rabbi? Get out of here. Halakha Shulchan Aruch. You see a guy in the middle of the Amidah, takes out his cell phone. What are you doing? You're talking to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How come you have your phone? Leave me alone. Wow, you're so fanatic. Come on. מה קרה? You cannot even talk to people today. אומרת הגמרא ואין תוכחת. And the Gemara goes ahead ואומרת וירא חטא ימאסו. People who have midot, yirat shamayim, he's a goody-goody. He's not cool. מה קרה? People that they have yirat shamayim, you don't like them. Not only that you don't like him, yima'esu. What's the yima'es? It's disgusting. It will be so bad that not only that you don't want to talk to him, it's like, whoa, you'll stay away from people that have yirat shamayim. And the Gemara goes ahead and says, Ne'arim pene zekenim yalbinum. Young kids will embarrass older people. Not hey, Baruch Hashem, but the generation is for the young people. Huh? Right? Only for young. Makara. You go to a place, you can have an old man comes to a store, a restaurant. Okay, can you please get up again? No, I paid. I'm sitting here. Let him wait. What does it mean? An old person to give him your seat. מה פתאום? אומרת הגמרא, נערים פני זקנים ילבינו. בן מנבל אב. A son will disgrace his father. בת קמה באמה. A daughter will embarrass her mother. Kala behamota, a daughter-in-law, she will embarrass her mother-in-law. Oive ish anshe beto. Oive ish, your enemies is your own family. The kids against the father, and the daughters against the mother, and the whole mess. Pnei adol ke pnei hakelev. People will have guts. No embarrass, shum davar. And the Gemara ends, ועל מה יש לנו להישען? על אבינו שבשמיים. Who can explain me this, the last line? ועל מה יש לנו להישען? על אבינו שבשמיים. Anybody can explain this line? Anybody can explain this line? Yes.
Try.
Speak up.
I'll try.
Go ahead, it's good.
It says we'll have nobody else to rely on but Hashem.
יפה מאוד. Beautiful, Marco. Omer Marco, the Gemara tells us a list of how many bad things are going to happen during the time of Mashiach. Not Mashiach, before Mashiach is going to come, which is our days. The Gemara ends up, ve'en lanu al ma lisha'en ela al avinu shebashamayim. Meaning, you're not going to have on who to rely, only on HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So is that a good line or a bad line? Is that a positive message or a negative message?
It's like it's kind of like in the middle.
In the middle.
Yeah.
I don't like in the middle. Once again, the Gemara gives us a whole list of how many bad things are going to happen. Right?
Yeah.
And the last line is, I have a message. ועל מה יש להישען על אבינו שבשמיים. So you explain, it means you have no one on who to rely, only on the Father in heaven. Correct? So I want to ask you, Marco, is that a good message? Is that a positive message or a negative message?
I think it's a positive message
Why?
because it's showing us that we're still able to turn to Hashem.
יפה מאוד. So Omer Marco, that the message is a great message because it gives us hope. Right? It gives us hope. Yeah? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry?
Go the other way.
Yeah, meaning?
It's going to be so bad that the only thing we have to rely on is on Hashem.
So to rely on Hashem is a good thing.
Yeah, it's a good thing, but it's going to be so bad. The world's going to be so bad that we only have to rely on
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, correct. Okay, so, good, Victor. So, the message of the Gemara is that be'emet, the bad is, the situation is going to be so bad that we're not going to have on who to rely, only on Hashem. That's how the Gemara explains, and that's the simple way how to explain the Gemara. Can you give me the Ben Ish Chai over there? Right there. Hazak Baruch. You saw this book? That's the Ben Ish Chai. I want to quote Ben Ish Chai and listen to what he says. He says this in Parashat Shemot. You want to hear? You're going to tell your friends, right? אומר הבן איש חי פרשת שמות וכתבו המקובלים. You hear that? Marco, you hear this? Nathan, you want it? David, hi David, what's going to be with you, David? Huh? I'm waiting for you. Okay. ולכן כתבו המקובלים. David, you're a businessman, right? You're very good. He's good with, right? He's good. No?
Yeah, he does, yeah.
He's very good. He's Hazak. David, if I give you $1 and you could turn that $1 to $1,000, would you do it? If I give you a box of Super Snack, sell it in school. If I tell you can make profit $50, would you sell it in camp? If I tell I'm giving you a box, you can make a profit $100, would you do it? And if I give you a box, you can make $500, would you do it? What about if you're very, very tired, but you went to sleep so late?
Tired you are, you get more zakat.
Oh, Habibi David, I say you're a good businessman. אמר בן איש חי, וכתבו המקובלים, דגדול הפועל הנעשה מעסק התורה ביום שבת 1,000 פעמים יותר. On Shabbat, if you pray on Shabbat, Shabbat prayers, it goes 1,000 times more. Akiva, אתה שומע, נכון? חכה, wait. I'm not done with you, Akiva. אומר בן איש חי, דגדול הפועל, any act, it's not only Torah, any act you do on Shabbat, that act on Shabbat, it times itself, you know how many times? 1,000 times. Meaning, if you learn Torah on Shabbat, David, you know how many hours Hashem gives you Motzei Shabbat? 1 hour. How much you get? I just said. For whatever you do on Shabbat, Hashem gives, it puts in your account 1,000. So if you learn 1 hour on Shabbat, how much is it? 1,000. So are you a good businessman? Yes or no? I'm telling you, here is a box, sell it, and you'll make one profit of 1,000. Will you do it? So I'm telling you on Shabbat, not only 1,000, I have a deal for you. You'll get 100,000. Do you know what's the deal? There is. I'm giving you the deal now. Not a 1,000. I'm giving you 100,000 for 1 hour that you put on Shabbat. I'm telling you, there is a way to get 100,000 hours. Motzei Shabbat, Hashem puts in your account up there in Shamayim in heaven, 100,000 hours. You want to hear the deal? Okay, I'll tell you what's the deal. So 1,000, it's only for people that live next to the shul. Maybe like Marco, maybe. I mean, he's not so close. Who lives closer there? Mandela, Lekashelo. Where do you live? Where? Okay, so he gets paid 1,000. David, where do you live? I can't hear you. Far away. So it's very hard, right? It's very hard.
They say,
Huh?
on Shabbat, they say each step you take, you get a reward.
But I'm giving you the reward. I'm giving you the numbers. Forget about they said. I'm giving you numbers. On Shabbat, if you walk when it's hard for you, meaning it's hard for you to come and learn, you know what happens? Omer HaMidrash, Ehad betza'ar, mimea shelo betza'ar. Meaning, if somebody has tza'ar, it takes a lot of him to come and to walk, and it's hot and it's sweating, and yet he comes. Your hour is not 1,000; it's 100,000 hours on Shabbat. Are you going to go for this deal? But we're not done. We're not done. That's only if you come and it's hard for you and you're tired, and it's only if you come alone. If you come with a friend, your hour turns to, you know how many hours? 200,000. Are you going to go for this deal, yes or no? Okay, so Shabbat 6:45, I'll see you here. Shh. What? You're a loser. Yes, you are a loser. You're not a businessman, David. I'm giving you $200,000. Would you come? You told me for $50 if you're tired, you'll sell the box. I'm giving you 200,000 hours. Would you come? It's a yes or no. Beli neder. Batich. Mate beli neder. You'll come. It means you're a businessman. If not, you're a loser.
Yeah, I'll come.
Yeah, you'll come? Well, you're doing me a favor?
No.
Okay, so do you appreciate what you have in your hand?
Yeah.
So are you coming or you're not coming?
Yes.
With who?
Right.
No, he's my client anyway before you came, so he's mine. You have to bring your different client. You got to bring a friend who's far away also. Well, you and him are one. You both belongs to me here. Yes.
Gene.
Wow, but he lives very far.
45-minute walk.
Wow. We got to give him something for that if he comes. But he comes anyway, right? You mean he's going to pick you up, you mean? He comes anyway. The question, what about you? So you're going to bring him?
I'm not in Brooklyn this week.
Okay. But for next week?
Sure.
Bezat Hashem. Okay. Bring me, somebody else. What about Nathan?
Here's on the opposite side.
Even better. So you got 300,000 now. Boys, we're talking business. This is Torah. This is your future. David, you don't like this business.
No, I do like the business.
Oh, you like this business?
Okay.
I'm teaching you how to make business. You want to be rich one day?
Yeah.
This is the way to do it. So who are you coming with?
Moshe.
Which Moshe?
Moshe. He's right next to you.
It's SN33. It's 2 blocks away from me.
Okay, we'll see. We'll check it out. Akiva, what happened to you? You stay behind Victor, huh? For a reason. Yeah, and Victor is gonna cover you.
Last time he was saying that he's going to pick him up, and he's going to pick him up all the time.
Ah, okay. I see, Akiva. Okay, we'll give you the address. Don't worry. Rabbi Isai, you gotta be Pinchas. You gotta be Pinchas. If you'll tell yourself, I'll do it, I can, it's gonna happen. I want to say something about Otzar. I hope he doesn't mind. Okay. You know, Azar is a very organized person. Set, organized. That's how he runs his life. Before the corona, I tried to tell Azar, come, let's learn Gemara. Do you remember your answer? What was your answer?
I can't wake up 6:50.
He says, I cannot wake up too early. I pressure Harit 8 o'clock. This is too early for me. So, okay. I tried once, twice.
You never give up.
Yeah, I don't give up. I knew that Azar is a great man. We are very close, Baruch Hashem. Right? For many years, we learned together for Shabbatot and Mondays and then Thursday nights. And I was hoping, come, let's learn. One day, Corona hit the world. And we had classes on Zoom, right? Okay, you're home 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. Khalas, you became bored. So we had classes on Zoom. One day, Azar said, you know what? Let me join the classes.
Early, like 9 o'clock.
Right?
Nothing to do.
Nothing to do. He got up. He came to the Zoom class. We were learning. 1 morning, 2 mornings, 3. And guess what? Albert and Victor, are you listening? What do you have over there? Everything is okay there? Okay. So, what happened? People asked me, Rabbi, can we have another class before Minha? We had a Gemara class. Yeah. We had another Gemara class before Minha. So we got 2 hours almost every day for almost 3 or 4 or 5 months. And after Baruch Hashem, we came to the shul. He got so used to wake up in the morning. Since then, till now, Baruch Hashem, every morning, boom. Not only is learning, you see the board over there, you know how much Torah we're writing on this? You see all the markers? He bought it. You know how much Torah he gets? You know why? He said, let me try. He couldn't believe that he can do it. Right, Azar? Right? He couldn't believe that he can wake up in the morning and learn Gemara. But guess what? He tried, and look where you end up. All you have to say to yourself, let me try. If you'll try, Hashem is going to give you a tremendous siyata dishmaya. So that's one topic of the parasha. I want to continue. אומרת התורה, לכן אמור, הנני נותן לו שלום. Hashem says, אני נותן לו בריתי שלום, והייתה לו וזרעו אחריו ברית כהונת עולם, תחת אשר קנה לאלוהיו, ויכפר על בני ישראל. Rabbi Yisai, I want to quote a חידוש from the ספר בני יששכר, בחודש תשרי, מאמר ד'. תשמעו מה כתוב בספר בני יששכר. He brings down over here, you know that Eliyahu, as Ro'i mentioned before, who is Eliyahu? Pinchas. Pinchas who Eliyahu Navi. Nathan, you knew that? Pinchas is Eliyahu Navi. Baruch Hashem. In the Navi it says that one day Eliyahu Navi, he ran to a cave and he was hiding in a cave, and Hashem came to him, what are you doing over here? And he said, well, Am Israel, they stopped doing Brit Milah, and I can't stand this anymore. I left Am Israel behind, and he went to live in a cave. And Hashem got a little upset on Eliyahu. And he told him, why do you say that? Why do you say that my children, they stopped doing Brit Milah? You know something? You'll be a witness that my children, they do Brit Milah, and guess what? Every Brit Milah you see, they have a chair, kiseh, shel Eliyahu Navi. And before we do the Brit, what do we say? Zeh kiseh, shel Eliyahu Navi. Right? The minute we say Zeh kiseh, shel Eliyahu Navi comes to the room. He comes to the room, and after the Brit, he goes up to Shamayim, says, Ribono shel olam, asu Brit Milah. Wow, beautiful. But there is a tremendous midrash that this wonderful book, Bnei Yissachar, brings down. תשמעו. בשעה שאמר הקדוש ברוך הוא לאליהו, when Hashem told אליהו הנביא, שיצטרך להיות בכל ברית מילה, that he's going to have to attend in every ברית, אמר אליהו said to Hashem, אתה ידעת, you know, שאני מקנא לשמך, you know that I cannot stand saying wrong things. והנה, אם יהיה בעל הברית, בעל עבירה, לא אוכל לסבול להיות שם. אליהו הנביא says to Hashem, ריבונו של העולם, you know I'm so honest and I cannot see wrong things. You want me to go to a brit milah? Okay, but imagine the father, Ba'al Averot, he does sins. How can I go there? I cannot stand the father. Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu, you know what? For you, Echaper leBa'al Abrit, I will forgive the father, and by the time you'll be there, he'll be clean. And no Averot. Wow. If a father brings his son to the Brit Milah, Hashem gives kapara to the father, bischut of who? Eliyahu Hanavi. Victor, you hit this one? Now listen to this. Amala, okay, that's the father. What about the mohel? What about the mohel? The mohel can be not a great person. What do we know? And you want me to be sitting right there next to this mohel who's not such a great man? How can I be there? Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu yiftiach lo. He promised him, sheyechaper gam lo. Hashem will forgive even to the mohel. Just go and be there. Molo, hold on. So the father is clean and the mohel is clean. But what about the people? Ya haram. You have people over there. Eza averot, Shabbat, tzniut. Who knows? How can I go there? Hiftiho Hashem mitbarach sheyechaper lechol hakahal. If you go to a Brit Milah, Hashem says to Eliyahu Navi, no matter what, you have to go there. But what about people that averot? I ran away to the cave because I cannot stand people in my days. In the time of Eliyahu Navi, Hayashama, the king, his name was Ahava Rasha. His wife was Izebel, a Jewish king married Goya. Oved Avodah Zarah, worship idols. And his time, Eliyahu Navi was there. He couldn't stand. He ran away to the cave. Amar Hashem, for you, ani mohel am Israel. Molo, okay. Now I'm ready to go. Omer Harav b'nei Yisachar. Where do we find in the Torah that HaKadosh Baruch Hu for Eliyahu Navi He's willing to forgive Am Israel when you come to a Brit? Where? Almost. Yelio. What's the source that HaKadosh Baruch Hu for Eliyahu Navi He's willing to forgive Am Israel? Yafeh me'od, Marco. Beautiful. 100 points for you. David, give him $100. Hala. Omer Marco, beautiful pshat. מה כתוב? תחת אשר קינא לאלוהיו ויכפר על בני ישראל. עזר. רב צבי, you hear this pshat? אומר בני יששכר ויכפר על בני ישראל. From here we learn that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is willing to forgive Am Yisrael b'zchut of Eliyahu Hanavi. But I have one question. When Eliyahu Hanavi is here, is that a good thing for him or is that a bad thing for him?
Bad thing.
Why bad?
Because you're gonna schlep from shul to shul, from city to city.
Yeah, Habibi is a malach, flies.
That's something else to do.
Where? Fair מאוד. Hazak. Beautiful. يعني Hazak.
He's busy, man.
Yeah. Malachim not busy. Habibi. Omer Eidan. Beautiful pshat. That's the Hida. Omer Hida. That when Eliyahu Hanavi has to go from one place to another, from one Brit to another Brit, from one city to another, from one country to another country, and he's losing time in Metivta Dereka, he's losing to hear Hiddushim in Shamayim. In Shamayim they have yeshiva. It's called Metivta Dereka. He's losing Hiddushim, and for Eliyahu Hanavi, it's a punishment, it's sa'al. But I was wondering, okay, Eliyahu Hanavi has to go, So, and he's losing. So what about all the Hidushim in the Beit Midrash that he's losing? So he doesn't know? Edan. So Eliyahu Navi doesn't know? Huh? How? If he went away, how does he know? I hear. So what you're saying, Malach is teaching him. יפה. האמת שכתוב, I saw, שכתוב that אליהו הנביא, he's losing not to hear straight from the HaKadosh Baruch Hu. He has to hear, on a record or a tape. They send him on the chat, a clip. Listen to the class. Okay, he's watching. Okay, now he knows it. But he's missing to see the real class. You hear that? Victor, do you hear that? Do you hear? Okay. So let's continue. Jack. Huh?
Why doesn't it change from Pinchas to Eliyahu?
Why? יש תשובה על פי פשט, ויש דרש ויש סוד. I don't know even where to start בכלל. But I can give you a book to look in, and it has maybe close to 20 pages, even more, about this topic. Shivat Zion, Helik Aleph, it's called Galut veGeula. I give you one. אני אתן לך משהו גדול מאוד. We hear about Pinchas, right? Did you ever heard about Eliyahu Navi's wife? How come? Before he became Malach, איפה כתוב? What's her name? Mrs. Eliyahu. Ay. So you should know, יש על זה הרבה חידושים. I can give you ממש בקצרה. There is a שיטה במפרשים that there is malach up there in heaven which is called Eliyahu before even Pinchas was born. Once again, there is malach up there in heaven שקוראים לו Eliyahu before Pinchas was even born. And Pinchas קיבל את השם Eliyahu. After this story, we find much later down the history שהקדוש ברוך הוא, אנחנו קוראים לו אליהו. What it seems like, ככה הוא מביא שמה, once עם ישראל came to Eretz Israel, for about 400 years, we don't hear anything about Eliyahu Navi. If Pinchas is Eliyahu, where's Eliyahu in Sefer Yoshua? Where's Eliyahu in Sefer Shoftim? You don't hear about Eliyahu in Sefer Shmuel Aleph, Shmuel Bet. You don't hear anything. Pitom in Sefer Melachim, he pops up. What happened? So there is one shita that Eliyahu Navi, once he came to Eretz Israel, Pinchas, which he's Eliyahu Navi, came to Eretz Israel, for a couple hundred years, הוא היה מתבודד. התבודדות, לבד, he had nothing to do with people, nothing. And he reached to such a level, I want to explain, שהוא נהיה מלאך. אתה שומע אריאל? מה הכוונה הוא נהיה מלאך? What does it mean that אליהו הנביא הוא נהיה מלאך? עקיבא, תשמע טוב. איתן, תשמע פירוש יפה. Our body is the black from our, it's the black from us to the Shekhinah. We cannot see the Shekhinah because our neshama is in a physical body. And when you're in a physical body, your body wants food. And what else, David? Water? Come on, give me the good stuff. Coke, Pepsi, Snapple, what else? Pizza, falafel, right? All the good stuff. Steak, Marco, steak, Baruch Hashem. So our body has a lot of ta'avot, desires. Our ta'avot takes it away from us to be able even to get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Eliyahu Hanavi's body was so clean and clear as a glass that to Eliyahu's neshama, between being outside the body or inside the body was the same thing. He reached a level that his body went up, up, up so high that the neshama and the body was the same thing. So for him to become a malach, it was in and out. He has no problem. And that's why Eliyahu Hanavi, he went up to Shamayim as a malach. But let me ask you, Victor, both Victors, when Eliyahu Hanavi comes down to the world, is he a malach or is he a human being? Meaning, what's the difference? If he comes here as a malach, does he have to keep Torah? If he comes here as a human being, does he have to keep halachot? What do you think? מה אתם אומרים שמה? Yeah, Victor, talk, yeah. So he has to keep halachot.
Yeah.
He has to keep halachot.
Yeah, but he's not down for a long time.
So when he is here, he has to.
There for the action, and then he's gone.
I hear. So when Eliyahu Hanavi went up to Shamayim, his wife, is she Eshet Ish or she's not Eshet Ish? She's not Eshet Ish. So can she go ahead and marry somebody else?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah, it's like he died.
I'm sorry.
It's like he died.
What you just said when he come, we just said he never died. No like. Dead or not dead. There is no cemetery that has,
He's disappeared.
disappeared. Wait, if a husband is, has disappeared for 10 hours, his wife, she's muteret? No.
Obviously, it's not for 10 hours.
I'm sorry?
It's not for 10 hours.
And if he's gone for 10 days?
10 days.
So wait, and if it's 10 years? I'm sorry? What do you say?
It's still
Wait, is she an Eshet Ish? Yes or no? Why not?
because he went
If a husband disappears for 10 years, is his wife still an Eshet Ish?
Yes.
Yefay mod. So what do you care if he disappered? Oh, I don't know what's a good answer then. So Rabbi said, yes. Huh? He is not in this world.
He's a different person.
He's a different person.
Past, Eliyahu.
To Eliyahu. I hear. So you should know it's a huge discussion in the post game about it. But I'll tell you one thing. When Eliyahu Hanavi goes up, he is in Malach. If he comes down here, והוא מתלבש בגוף שלו, and he comes down with his own body, whatever it means, he has to keep the halachot של בני אדם שולחן ערוך. And if he comes as an angel, he doesn't have any halachot to keep. And that's why we find Gemara b'Masechet Baba Metzia that one of the rabbis met Eliyahu Hanavi in a cemetery. And he asked him a question. Who knows what the question? שאל אותו, מה לכהן בבית הקברות? Eliyahu, what are you doing in the cemetery? Why did he ask him? Because you're Kohen. If you're Kohen, how can Kohen be in the cemetery? And what's the answer? It depends. If he comes as an angel, he could go to the cemetery. But if he comes as a human being, he has to keep away from being in the cemetery.
So the answer
This-
is you could put them in as both.
I'm sorry?
So the answer is you could come down as both.
100%. Yes. Beautiful. There is so much about to talk about our parasha. We're going to end up now, and Be'ezrat Hashem, I'll see you on Shabbat afternoon. Rabbi Hananiah.